Welcome to episode 2 of my Simpson Desert crossing series. In this episode, I meet up with the rest of the group in Broken Hill and officially begin the trip. We continued tracking further west, crossing the border into South Australia. Along the way, we visit a few pubs and check out the magnificent scenery of the Flinders Ranges. We then head to the outback ghost town of Farina before settling in Maree for the night. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel.
I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller, killer. Work hard, play hard, man, I gotta stay charged. Can't sleep, tired out, trouble on my radar. Running round like why I had another Red Bull. Everybody's running, baby, let me come and get a pull. Isn't it incredible that I'm even still awake, still alive, still I take poison that debilitates. From the little line, we could go ahead and kill a king. Living in the killer state, maybe that's a good excuse. See me taking shots at the bar like I'm bulletproof. Now my belly full of juice, I'm walking every day with a bruised lip, battered eye, beat up, stained liver. I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller. I need another painkiller. I'm reaching in my cupboard for a painkiller. I need another painkiller. They call it painkiller, let it go. Yes, I need you to get out. The world cold outside, you can see out of now. You're going crazy,
Sorry, we're supposed to turn right there.
Thought so.
I think the camera fly. I thought he must have had some secret hideaway up here. Yeah, I was hiding away, caramel slice in my mouth.
Shortly after the caramel slice detour, we rolled into the town of Peterborough for a refuel and a bite to eat. As you can imagine, trying to refuel 9 cars at once can be a little challenging. Peterborough was established in 1869 and was known as Petersburg. However, it was renamed in the early 1900s due to anti-German sentiment during World War I. Now the town is heavily centred around rail, and in the middle of town you'll actually find a carriage museum which is open 7 days a week from 9 AM to 4 PM. If you like your trains, you will definitely love Peterborough. Once everyone had finished lunch and had a look around, we decided to hit the road again and make our way to Craddock.
I couldn't hear that like really clearly. Just something seems to be affecting the radio, holding up into the radio. I'm not sure what it is. Just don't park too close uphill behind me because my car will probably roll backwards.
Águila del monte. Águila del monte será
So this night we stayed at Craddock Hotel, and the food was absolutely amazing. It was actually some of the best food that we had on the whole trip. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere. There's a really big campground out the back, so there's plenty of space for us to set up and watch an amazing sunset before dinner. The facilities are really good here, nice clean showers and toilets, and the owners are great people. They'll, go out of their way to make sure that you're comfortable and well fed. Just make sure you bring $5 for the ice cream, and I would advise against bringing small dogs. The next morning we packed up nice and early and were on the road again, heading into the Flinders Ranges. This part of the trip was probably one of my most favourite parts. Just the scenery that you get in the Flinders Ranges. I think we've all said it, everyone that was on the trip, but you could spend weeks in there, just taking it easy and exploring all of the sites. But we went to a town called Blinman and had a Kwandong pie, and then from Blinman we head into Farina and then finish up in Maree. So by this point, we've arrived in Farina. Farina is an abandoned outback ghost town that was once I guess a support town for the Garn when it was running. So there's some really cool old buildings scattered around the place and an old cemetery out the back. So that's where I'm heading now, just to go check out the old gravestones. There's apparently some Afghan gravestones in the back corner from the Afghan Cameleers that face Mecca as well, which is interesting. So we'll go around to the cemetery and up to the war memorial. Just walking through Farina Cemetery at the moment. Very weird, eerie place. The one I put on will be the one that topples the whole thing, yeah.
Pretty sturdy, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Here we are. Jeez. Yeah. Come on. Oh, these flies. That's crazy. And then I decided to head out the back towards the railway lines, which at the time that we went, the desert had just suffered a lot of rain, and all the grounds around Farina were extremely soft and boggy, and that's something I didn't realise until I was quite a way out there. So I hope you enjoy the footage of Farina and me panicking when I thought my car was going to get stuck, and we only had 5 minutes to get back to the meeting point before we moved on to the next town. If the Jeep's turning around, I shouldn't do it.
I just don't want to hold us up by being that idiot that got stuck in the mud when we're supposed to leave.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to get back myself.
It looks fine, but you just don't know. That left-hand side looks a bit soggy.
Yeah, no, if the Jeep's turning around, that's a good indication that I should too.
We're just erring on the side of caution because we've got 5 minutes, that's all.
So now we've just rolled into the town of Maree and we decided to go to the pub for a drink while we figured out what to do next. On the way in we could see the Birdsville track was closed due to the amount of rain that the area's had, and unfortunately the Oodnadatta track was also closed, which was the way we were planning on going. So we pulled up into a nice little caravan park farm stay for the night, cooked some dinner and waited till the morning to see what was going to happen. So that's all for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed part 2 of my Simpson Desert crossing adventure. On the next episode, we will see if we do get up the Unadada track or not, and what happens from there. Alright, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel.